By 2 years of age, a child has fully entered toddlerhood and can do a whole lot more than when they were just an infant. The expected set of things that a person is able to do at any given age is known as the developmental milestones for that age. It can be really hard to remember what abilities go with what age, so we've created a simple mnemonic to help you remember all the key milestones that you should see in a 2-year-old child. Nice kick! We're here to watch soccer tryouts for this high school team. This girl is definitely ready to go with her favorite pair of soccer cleats. By the way, her pair of shoes is a great memory anchor to the developmental milestones at 2 years of age, because shoe is our recurring number rhyme for the number 2, and shoes come in a pair of 2, right? To also help you remember 2 years, check out the back of this girl's jersey. It looks like this girl is in her 2nd year of high school, since her jersey has sophomore on the back. The 2nd year here can also help you remember that we're talking about 2-year-old children. Now, let's move on to some important motor developments seen in 2-year-olds. Time for some drills! To show off her soccer skills, this sophomore kicks the soccer ball hard. Her kicking the soccer ball can help you remember that 2-year-old children develop the gross motor control to kick a ball. That should be pretty easy to remember. Let's move on. Oops! The ball just hit her soccer coach in the head. He was right in the middle of explaining the drill, as you can see from the drawn lines on his clipboard. These drawn lines are a symbol for copying lines. By 2 years of age, children should be able to copy basic vertical and horizontal lines using a pen and paper. Turn to these jumbo blocks here. To decorate the field for tryouts, the soccer team constructed a sign out of 6 blocks to spell out the word soccer. This stack of 6 blocks can help you remember that 2-year-old children develop the fine motor ability to stack 6 to 7 blocks on top of one another. Another way that people remember this is to multiply the child's age by 3, since 2 times 3 would get you 6 blocks. Now that we've covered the main motor abilities seen in 2-year-old children, let's move on to the social and language abilities expected at this age. Of course, this girl's biggest fan is here to support her mom. In the stands, her mother is cheering her on by shouting, "Let's go!" Her 2-word shout is our symbol for 2-word sentences, since "let's go" is a pretty classic 2-word sentence, right? 2-year-old children can begin to string together words into short 2-word sentences. On a related note, about half of the speech made by a 2-year-old child is intelligible. I find the percentage of intelligible speech to be a really useless fact to memorize for both the wards and boards, since measuring this percentage of intelligible speech is really subtle and subjective, making it really hard to write a test question about it. I much prefer the idea of asking parents about how many words their kids can string together into sentences. Back to the story. Since we're on a soccer field, there are parallel lines here to designate the field boundaries. These parallel lines are a symbol for parallel play. Since both are parallel things, right? As a bonus, remember how our sophomore accidentally kicked the ball into this coach's head? That's because they clearly didn't communicate properly about the drill. This lack of communication can also help you remember that 2-year-old children engage in parallel play, which is a type of play in which kids play alongside one another but do not communicate or interact with each other. Parallel but independent, if you will. Got that? All teenagers feel embarrassed by their parents every once in a while, and our sophomore is no exception. She's feeling super embarrassed by her mom cheering loudly in the stands, so she's turning away her face as she blushes. But you can tell from her hidden smile that she secretly likes the cheering. Her turning away from her mom while simultaneously wanting her attention is our symbol for rapprochement. Let me explain. Rapprochement describes a complex behavior where children feel affinity to their parents but also want to establish their own independent sense of self. This manifests as children moving away from their parents but returning back periodically and always staying within a line of sight. Kinda like our soccer player here simultaneously turning away and wanting the attention, if you ask me. Before we go, let's take a look at the drill this sophomore was supposed to do. The coach wrote it out with simple 2-step instructions. First, pass the ball. Second, shoot the ball. Pretty straightforward, if you ask me. These 2-step instructions can help you remember that 2-year-olds can follow 2-step commands. This represents the development of enough working memory and motor control to consecutively execute 2 commands back to back. 2-step commands at 2 years of age. Got that? Alright, that's all for the developmental milestones at 2 years of age. Let's recap what we've learned. The 2-year-old development milestones refer to a set of abilities that most children can perform by 2 years of age. In terms of motor abilities, 2-year-olds can kick a ball, copy lines with pen and paper, and stack 6 to 7 blocks on top of each other. Socially, 2-year-olds can communicate with 2-word sentences. 2-year-olds also engage in parallel play, where they play alongside but do not communicate or interact with their playmates. 2-year-old children also enter the rapprochement phase, where they go between moving away from and returning to their caregivers. Finally, 2-year-olds can follow 2-step commands. All right, that's all for the developmental milestones at 2 years. Let's let this sophomore get back to soccer tryouts and get out of here. I'll see you in the next video.